know some people don't care about January 6th, but let me remind you about something real quick. He was also a terrible president before that.
With less than 5 months until the big day, The Daily Show host Leslie Jones urged Americans to make a smart choice. On her show, she reacted strongly to the news, sharing a surprising poll result. In a head-to-head matchup, former President Trump was shown leading President Biden by 5 points nationwide. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below.
New Fox News polls finding former President Trump leading President Biden by 5 points nationally in a head-to-head matchup. This is his biggest lead yet against Joe Biden.
According to a recent Fox News poll, things aren't looking great for President Biden. A CBS News survey also painted a similar picture, showing that 46% of registered voters had a favorable view of the Trump administration, compared to only 33% for President Biden.
A new CBS News poll shows 46% of registered voters remember the Trump-era presidency as excellent or good, compared to President Biden's 33%.
Today, even Democrats I know think that Trump would win.
What the is wrong with us?
Leslie Jones took a moment to remind viewers of some of the most talked about moments from former President Trump's time in office, like the time he suggested using disinfectant to treat COVID-19. While her comments were full of humor, they also touched on real concerns, especially as Trump's reaction seemed to show he didn't take the jokes lightly. Jones didn't stop there. She continued highlighting some of Trump's more unusual statements, including the moment he reportedly suggested using nuclear weapons to stop hurricanes. Her segment was part comedy, part commentary, looking back at moments that many found controversial or surprising.
Remember, I know we don't have the attention spans anymore, but how can you forget the man who wanted to nuke a hurricane? That actually happened.
This is the same person who once had access to the nuclear codes, and he seriously suggested dropping a bomb on a hurricane. What's next? Trump trying to fight the rain or challenge a tornado to an arm wrestling match? But that wasn't all. Leslie Jones also brought back the infamous moment from a COVID-19 press conference, where Trump said, "and then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute. And is there a way we can do something like that, by injection inside or almost a cleaning?" Jones joked, wondering if he was talking about cleaning our bodies, or just his hotel rooms.
President Trump suggested, without facts, that bleach injections might fight COVID.
Where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning?
Leslie Jones didn't hold back when pointing out how strange and dangerous some of Trump's suggestions were. She joked that turning to him for advice during the pandemic was like getting the worst advice possible. But she didn't stop there. Jones painted a vivid picture of how chaotic things got under Trump's handling of COVID-19. Remember the great toilet paper shortage of 2020? She sure does. In a sharp joke, she said it got so bad, people were joking about using family photos instead of toilet paper.
In 2020, we didn't even have toilet paper. We was wiping our ass with family photos.
Now that's an image I didn't need in my head, thanks Leslie.
All these examples weren't just for laughs, though. Jones was using her comedy to remind us all of something important. Trump's presidency was one big blooper reel. It's like he was trying to run the country using only wrong answers, and the scary part, he wants to do it all over again.
Leslie Jones's takedown wasn't just funny, it was a wake-up call. Through sharp humor, she highlighted just how reckless and unprepared Trump was as president, and, in her view, still is. It was like she held up a mirror to his time in office, and what we saw looking back wasn't a leader, but a punchline, the real twist. Trump doesn't seem to be handling the criticism well. According to Jones, he's reacting like someone who can't stand being told the truth, comparing it to a toddler throwing a fit because someone pointed out they colored outside the lines. The only difference? This toddler wants the keys to the White House again, so what does all this mean for Trump's campaign? If laughter really is the best medicine, then Leslie Jones just delivered a much-needed dose of reality, and one Trump may not like. Whether her words will actually slow his political momentum is unclear. But she's certainly trying to remind voters of the chaos, confusion, and questionable decisions that marked his time in office. Jones made it clear that while the pandemic wasn't Trump's fault, his response to it made things worse. She put it bluntly, "I know the pandemic wasn't Trump's fault, but Trump made it worse every chance he got. Don't you remember the kind of advice he was giving us?"
And listen, I know the pandemic wasn't Trump's fault, but Trump made it worse every chance he got. Don't you people remember the kind of advice he was giving us?
Well, we do now, Leslie. Thanks for the reminder. Jones joked that it felt like Trump was playing a game called How Can I Make This Pandemic Worse? And unfortunately, he seemed to win. She pointed out how his constant downplaying of the virus and bizarre advice led to some seriously troubling outcomes. It was as if he was trying to prove Darwin right, but Jones wasn't just cracking jokes to be mean. Her comedy had a purpose. She was asking America to think, really think, about how bad things got. Do we really want to go back to that? The way she told it, the early days of the pandemic were pure chaos. Her vivid example, asterisk, we were wiping our butts with family photos. Asterisk, it's funny, sure, but it also sticks with you. Because it's not just a joke. It's a reminder of how poorly things were handled. Her segment wasn't only about laughs, though there were plenty. It was about remembering the confusion, the empty store shelves, and the wild advice coming from someone who was supposed to be leading the country through a crisis. As Jones put it was like getting medical tips from a toddler playing doctor, and Trump? He's not taking the criticism well. According to Jones, he's throwing a fit because a comedian dared to call out his failures. She compared it to a kid melting down because someone didn't think his macaroni art belonged in a museum. Oh, what does all this mean for Trump's 2024 campaign? If laughter really is the best medicine, then Leslie Jones just handed out a tough pill to swallow. Will her words be enough to remind people of how chaotic things got, or will America forget and hand him the job again? In the end, Leslie Jones isn't just roasting Trump, she's holding up a mirror to all of us. And what we see might not be so flattering. She compared voting for Trump again to the same kind of bad decisions we all make daily, like staying up way too late scrolling on our phones. As she put it, asterisk, I know we need to sleep 8 hours, but we're up all night scrolling till the phone falls on our damn face. Ouch, Leslie, no need to call us out like that. But she's not wrong. Sometimes, it feels like we're all making choices like we've got a death wish. And maybe it's time to think twice before making one again.
We know we need to sleep 8 hours a night, but we stay up all night scrolling onto our phone until it falls on our damn face. We know we should take care of our mental health, but we entertain ourselves by watching documentaries of serial killers.